Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The assault rifle meta right now in Warzone is extremely competitive. You've got options for a bunch of different play styles, whether you're looking for sniper support, more aggressive low recoil options, fast TTK, higher skill gap options. Today I'm going to try my best to break it down and narrow it down to a top 5 list here, the best assault rifles you want to be using here in Warzone right now. So first up, we are here on True Game Data. As always, huge shout out to Tony for putting in the work getting us this information. We've got a bunch of rifles listed that we got to narrow down to 5. We got the ABR, the AK, the VAL, the AMAX, the Cypher, the FFAR, the Merrick, brand new weapon for season 6, the Kilo, and the XM4. When we go through the list here, we're looking at 300 health combination shot TTK for the most accurate graph here. As you can see, there is an absolute ton of parity here. This is such a competitive category. Obviously, the vast majority of your gunfights with rifles is going to be from probably about 20-30 meters to about 60 meters. Beyond that, it's going to get a little bit iffy with accuracy and everything going on there, but the bulk of that area, incredibly competitive. Let's start knocking some weapons off this list. First up, the Cypher. It's just not it anymore. Its close range TTK is not that great, and it falls off pretty early on compared to some other rifles, and the ABR is kind of in that same realm. It's still a really good rifle, and it's so low recoil, but clearly it is outmatched for a while there until you get into like the very long range there. So just misses the top 5 in my opinion. I think that there's obviously a couple of mainstays. The FFAR is phenomenal, especially in the close range, mid range, early long range there. XM4, while it does drop off really heavily beyond 60 meters, it's insanely good before that. Kilo, low recoil as well. I think the Merrick honestly falls right into the mix too because it's just so consistent throughout. So I think all 4 of those are mainstays. That's going to come down to the VAL, the AK, and the AMAX, and quite frankly, all of these are super close to one another, as you can see. The AMAX, in my opinion, though, ultimately is what takes the cake here. While the VAL does have a slightly faster TTK up close, its damage per mag is a little bit iffy, its handling and behavior is a little bit iffy there, and the AK obviously still has a decent chunk of recoil that some players just can't get over that hump to make it really that ideal rifle, despite the fact that its TTK is crazy good. So I do think the AMAX wins that. So AMAX, FFAR, Merrick, Kilo, XM4, a solid top 5. Now let's jump in game, rank them in order from 5 to 1, and break down the best setups for all of them. As we do so, if you enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated, and if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications to always stay up to date with everything going on in COD. So first up here at number 5, I'm going with the Merrick just purely for feel. Obviously, its TTK is super competitive throughout. There is a distinct recoil and behavior to this gun, though, that is a little bit different from some of the other rifles. We have a lot of very straightforward guns on this list, obviously, but the Merrick is really good after you get used to it. You're comfortable with it. You can really lock in and get some nice kills back to back here. I do go for a gunfighter build, even though I'm only using 7 out of the 8 attachments. It just feels the best, rather than limiting yourself with just 5 here. So Otero, red dot, matter of preference. Use whatever scope you are the most comfortable with here. Monolithic suppressor for better range and velocity, obviously keeps me off the radar as well. Reinforced barrel stacks with that range and that velocity. So 13, 17 velocity, 70 meter effective damage range. Insanely good stats there. Vertical foregrip helps out a ton with that horizontal control. Extended 2 is a nice 60 rounder, so you're fine in all squad sizes. I love the infiltrator stock here for the better strafe. Then recoil springs, yet again, just helping out with some of that control, making the gun a little bit easier to use. So learn that pattern and you'll be set with this thing. Next up at number 4, I've got the Kilo. I know this for a lot of people is the go-to rifle just because it's so easy, so straightforward. And that's a totally valid take. This thing is a laser beam point and shoot, and I love it for that. I kind of go back and forth with my setups here. This is one that I've really defaulted to a lot that we've covered a couple of times now. Otero, red dot, or again, your favorite optic there. Monolithic and reinforced, sort of comboing there. We end up with a 1357 velocity, so the hit scan range is phenomenal. We also end up with a 62 meter effective damage range, which is fantastic as well for that. Now, extended 2 is a must-have here, 60 rounder for all squad sizes. Lastly, I've been opting for recoil springs here, and this works fine. Obviously makes this even more of a laser beam. If you wanted to solely opt for, horizontal control, get the max there, you could switch that out for vertical. You could go with no recoil springs and do infiltrator stock, or stack gunfighter here, get that and get a rear grip like quick draw as well. A lot of different ways you could build this out. All of them are good. Now at number 3, I've got the FFAR. This is such an aggressive rifle, easily, hands down, the best mid-range rifle in the game, best sniper support rifle in the game. But even with this build, it's gunfighter, so you could use this in some longer range fights, some 45, 50, maybe even 60 meter fights. the perfect gun for Rebirth, but also plenty viable on Verdansk as well. Here I'm switching things up a little bit. We got the Volsky Reflex on there. Compensator, this gun has noticeable recoil, so I try and be as accurate as I can be so I can get that fast TTK, so that's going to help out there. Reinforced barrel, we still get over 1,000 velocity and a 54, nearly 55 meter effective damage range. Vertical foregrip for the better horizontal control. Extended 2 on here, 60 rounder. Again, that'll work fine for all squad sizes. That deadly duo of quick draw and infiltrator stock. So we get better ADS and better strafe, just makes this thing a lot more aggressive. And then recoil springs yet again, stacking with that recoil control, which makes the gun a whole lot easier. Basically, the max recoil control FFAR that's also insanely aggressive and has great range. Like, it's doing it all. And number 2, we got that XM4, another laser beam, fantastic in that mid-range, early long range as well. You can just point and shoot with this thing. You're going to stay on target. It is that straightforward, especially with this. This is just a 5 attachment build and it's a laser beam, right? So Willis 3 times, Jason Armory 2 times, Oturo, Volsky, whatever optic you want to run, rock that. We got the monolithic on here, range and velocity, long barrel, reinforced barrel, gain twist. You could rock all of this here. With just long barrel, you got a 1020 velocity. With reinforced, you got a 1224. With gain twist, you got a 1479. I don't think there's a wrong answer here. Reinforced obviously being the most balanced of the two, but you could go any route there. Extended 2 here, 60 rounder works fine. And then the buffer weight stock only available on a couple of guns like the XM4. Insanely good recoil control benefits here. So this is going to be a laser beam as well. And you could go even further with gunfighter, recoil springs, quick draw, a vertical foregrip as well. And it's going to shoot even straighter, which is wild to say considering how easy this build is just by itself. And then lastly, at number 1, I got to go the AMAX. This thing hits like a truck. It's got an insane TTK everywhere. The recoil is really not that bad at all, especially by comparison. Yeah, it's no XM4 or Kilo, but you can learn it super easy. Insanely good velocity, insanely good range. It's doing everything so efficiently for an assault rifle at the end of the day, and the play style you're most likely utilizing and applying with a gun like this. So just a 5 attachment build, Oturo red dot, surprise compensator, because you definitely want that added control where you can get it. Gonna help out make this thing feel maybe a little bit more like a Kilo or an XM4, right? Reinforced barrel, 1125 velocity, 63 meter effective damage range. You'll love to see it. Vertical foregrip for the horizontal control, and then extended 2 on here for the 60 rounder. Once more, upgrade to gunfighter if you want. You get recoil springs, it's even easier. Infiltrator stock, it's more aggressive. Quick draw rear grip, it's more aggressive. You could rock that route as well and go that way if you want. But with just 5, it works fine as well. This category is so insanely good. You've got so many different types of weapons, styles of weapons, and all of them are efficient for a different reason, which keeps things fresh in my opinion. That is going to wrap things up though. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.